Well, Sláinte, how do you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? Well, I had a little gift from a friend there that I drank first, and I had some dinner, and I thought I'd come back and have two cocktails with you. We were going to take a little break again. So pacing ourselves tonight. We get off to a later start than usual, but nevertheless, it was part of my one whiskey, two cocktails series. Let me fix this here real quick. And we're back in business. All righty, let me set that down. One whiskey, two cocktails. So, what's the one whiskey, you might ask? So, I just opened this to make these two cocktails. The Te Yakida Oracle. Let me show you that bottle. Bourbon whiskey finished in port barrels. It's at 92 proof. Oracle, the search for the truth. A wise storyteller once said, seeing is believing. And our bourbon whiskey is transformed with the rich dark fruit flavors gained from time in tiny port barrels. So yes, this particular whiskey is bourbon whiskey finished in port barrels. Let me show you that bottle. And I'm going to start with a Manhattan. And you know I like to play around with cocktails. But I did stay pretty close to the truth with this one, or as close as I usually get anyway, in all honesty. Um, since some will already say I might be playing fast and loose by not using a rye, but I really wanted to use this bourbon. So I've got 2 ounces of the bourbon, ish, maybe 2¼ ounces. I've got about a 3/4 ounce sweet vermouth. As being a bourbon finished in port, I almost decided to go with port instead of a sweet vermouth, but I brought it back to traditional. And then I'm using with all the fancy bitters. I was looking at what bitters to use, and I said, okay, let's go traditional top. So I use just traditional Angostura bitters in these. So anyway, Sláinte. There's my Manhattan, as you can see. The dark cherry floating at the bottom. Why don't you use those fancy things to stick your cherry up on top? Because the cherry does you no good sitting at the top of your drink, right? I don't understand the thing. Good thing it looks pretty there if you're going to eat it, but for me, it's all about cherry does you no good sitting at the top of your glass. It needs to be at the very bottom, which is why I always do it that way. Rajay, how are you? And happy New Year to you. A little bit early. I'm getting started a little bit late. I typically start early on New Year's, but I ended up working a little bit this one. You know, I play around with a lot of stuff, but the truth is you can't go wrong with the classics, right? It's one reason I wanted to do this one this way. I just wanted a classic Manhattan. And other than playing a little bit fast and loose with the whiskey, um, it's pretty traditional. As you can see, I got the fire on my television. Got to change the angle here. You can see the points there. We haven't taken all of our Christmas stuff down yet. Typically leave it up till after New Year's and then it all comes down. But wife asked me when I wanted her to take the Christmas tree down. I said, I will just keep it up year round. We'll just change decorations, right? Take the Christmas decorations off, put some red stuff on there and some hearts for Valentine's Day. As soon as that's over, we'll just go green for St. Patrick's Day. And we'll just keep doing it. We'll go red, white, and blue for it'll just be a holiday tree. That ought to irritate a few folks. Turn my Christmas tree into a multi-holiday tree. I thought it was a great idea. Anyway, just starting out as well, Rod says, freaking Imperial Stout. We may do whiskey sour in a bit. Oh, yeah, whiskey sour sounds good too. I may do a whiskey sour later. I thought I'd start this direction, though, before I had the beer. I got a lot of beers, so I'm trying to decide which ones to have. I haven't bought a lot this year. I just haven't been drinking as much. So, and I've got a lot of stuff left over from years past. Guess I've been feeling whiskey more this year. Whiskey and wine. My wife and I really gotten into drinking wine, so I've really been enjoying trying to discover wine. I don't quite have the palate for wine that I do beer and whiskey, but I'm working on it. But I do try to approach beer and whiskey, whiskey and wine the same way that I approach craft beer is drink as local and small as humanly possible. I try to stay away from the big guys. So Tiyaki Da, it's a sister company to Springfield Brewing Company, so it's a local whiskey to me. Most of the wine that I've bought over the last year are from small Missouri wineries. So I try to keep the money as local as humanly possible. I do find it interesting that so many craft beer guys that preach drink small won't do the same when it comes to whiskey or wine. They still want those big names, and I just don't need it. I want to support the small distillers, the small wineries, small craft breweries. Man, that's a nice Manhattan. Yeah, sometimes you do got to stick with the classics. Like I said, I almost went with. I've got a port that I wanted to open, because it's aged in port. But then part of me thought, well, it's aged in port barrels, if I add port, I don't know if I would drown out the port barrel notes from the whiskey, So I decided just to take it to as traditional as possible. Locals are always a favorite if an option. Yeah, see, that's the thing, if an option, yeah. And I'm not saying never buy the big guys. I'm just saying, for a lot of folks, especially craft beer guys, preach, buy local, but won't do the same when it comes to anything else. Oh yeah, well, it's all local there. But yeah, I prefer to buy as small as possible. And sometimes you can't help it, right? But I try to visit as many small distilleries and small wineries as well as craft breweries as I can. Oh man, that's a nice Manhattan, man. That's beautiful. You're beautiful, babe. Don't ever change. That's the way the glare is hitting my TV. It's black in that spot, I guess, so it's not showing that fireplace just right. I should have changed the fireplace I had on there. But I was running behind getting set up. It's taking me a little longer to mix my cocktails than I thought. Anyway, you guys ever want to pop on screen with me, let me know, and I'll send you the link, and we can virtual drink together. Most of these, I do have one series called At the Pub where I kind of schedule it out, but some of these that are just kind of impromptu, we're just kind of winging it. But I started my At the Pub series, more of a podcast format, earlier this year. I've had certain guests on there throughout the year. It's been a lot of fun. I've had guests I didn't expect to have, but boy, it's been nice. Had some musical guests, some brewers, some distillers, even one former heavyweight contender. And man, that was a great show. Mr. Travis Kaufman, man, that guy was so awesome. It was a very candid show. Was the only real serious show I've ever done. It wasn't intended that way, but it's kind of the direction it went. But he was very honest with what he dealt with as a professional boxer, and then moving on and retiring. It was a very candid conversation. No, you got no shortage of whiskey there, that's for sure. Yeah, it's so. My wife and I were in Bardstown briefly back in 2013, and we didn't hit a lot of distilleries because of, well, the situation at the time. But I did visit Limestone Branch, and they weren't doing a lot they were doing mostly moonshine at that time. And they had a product that I bought called a Minor Case Revenge Sugar Shine. It's basically an aged moonshine product. Boy, that stuff was delicious. But They quit making it in favor of some other products. It was a rough time for my wife and I, so it was hard to really enjoy a lot. Gabriel from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm gonna post your comment, Gabriel. So I got 3 days off. My wife and I are talking about doing something, kind of relax for a couple of days anyway. Before I got to go back to both jobs again. I took some time off my main gig, but I still been working the part-time gig. But I go back to work in the main gig next week, so whatever free time I've had is just about over. So I want to have one last hurrah. Get over the funk of the holidays and get back to reality, I guess. Here I am just about finished with cocktail number one. We'll get on to cocktail number two. So those of you that know me know that I prefer a straight up cocktail like a Manhattan, and I do make a lot of my old fashions that way as well. But I am going to put some ice in this one, mostly because I had to prep stuff way ahead of time. So my wife did something today. She made some. She did some candied oranges, and then with that, she made some. I make a lot of different simple syrups, but she made those candied oranges, and then made an orange vanilla simple syrup. So I used that to make this old fashioned. If you can see, I've got that orange wheel in there, that candied orange wheel. I tried to put it up on its side, but kept wanting to sink to the bottom on me. So I've got 2 ounces of this Oracle. I've got 1 ounce of the simple syrup. And I put just a couple dashes of blood orange bitters in there. Went just a little bit different. I did. And let me go back. Maybe I missed it here. Oh, with Gabriel, is that what you mean? I wasn't sure what that was, to be honest with you. There we go. Oh my God, that's delicious. Use my Tiakida old fashioned glass. Oh my God, that's brilliant. So there's sugar around that candied orange that sort of dissolves into your cocktail, right? Oh, wow. Got the vanillas in there, a little subtle with that orange. It's absolutely brilliant. Works brilliantly. Oh, man. Orange vanilla simple syrup. It's like a creamsicle old fashioned. Got a creamsicle. What do they call them? Creamsicle. We used to call them back when I was a kid. They called them 50-50 bars, but that depends on where you're from, I guess. Huh? Uh, Man, that's a nice cocktail, man. I'm a genius. Can't take credit for this one. This was on my wife. Boy, she goes, candied oranges are gorgeous. Oh, now I missed it somehow. Hang on, let me. If you're still with me, I'll send you a link here. Rod, I sent you the link via Messenger. You click that link, and it typically goes through a Chrome, and just hit the deal, and it'll put you backstage, and they'll bring you in if you're still there. Oh, I gotta reply that says thanks for messaging us. We try to be as responsive as possible. We'll get back to you soon. So I got a forum comment. Anyway, if you catch that link, just jump on. Like I said, you just hit the deal. It'll send you. Let me send it to your. Oh, that was the other one. Okay, I didn't realize what I was sending it to. I'll send it to your personal one here. There we go. All right. So you've got the link, sir. If you'd like to jump on, I can always mix another cocktail. Oh man. So I have to work a little bit today. Got off. I was scheduled to get off at 7, but actually got off about 1:15. Hey, Patrice, how are you? Sláinte. Hope you're doing all right in your neck of the woods. Not freezing your asteroids off. Mercy. Oh, there. I think I got a guest coming on here. Rod, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm in a little box over here.
Oh yeah, I meant to change that. Hang on, let me change that up here.
I just got in. I'm in the penalty box already. What the hell?
There we go. Let's do that. There we go. Now we're even, Steven.
What's going on, man? Happy
How
New
are you,
Year,
man? Let me
Good.
turn up the volume just a touch. I'm not hearing you real well. Not sure if it's me or you. No, my thing doesn't want to work.
I should be coming through all right.
There we go. Oops. Well, damn it. There we go. All right.
You hear me
So
better?
what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Just relaxing, getting ready for 2024.
Got anything planned for this evening?
We went to dinner already earlier, so now it's just kind of waiting out. I did a beer review earlier, and I can do a couple more probably, and saw you were on, so I thought I'd swing by and wish you the best and see what was going on in your world.
Well, thanks, man. So a while back, I started working part-time at a little brewery here in town. A few years back, I worked for Saddlebach in Springdale in sales, but I've never been behind a bar before. So I'm working for a small brewery here in town called Banter, working behind the bar as a beer tender. So they're trying to teach an old dog a new trick over there. But it's been a lot of fun. I've been out there since the end of February, I guess.
So pretty
It's
good
been a
experience.
nice part-time gig, a little bit extra, and it's fun to pour beer and talk to people. And
yeah, little beer tending.
yeah, it's just beer, just craft beer. But we're set up, so it's called Banter, and they're set up where they actually want us to interact with the customers. So that's kind of why I was hired for my my love of beer, I guess, and the fact that I like to talk to people. So
don't forget the great banner, right?
yeah. So it's been a lot of fun, and the beer is exceptional. So that's great as well.
Yeah. Well, you never get hurt by more experience, that's for sure.
See, that's just it. So what have you been up to?
Oh, just keeping busy, staying afloat, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this whole YouTube thing, and work's been pretty good. So,
Are you doing something different with the YouTube?
It's more the planning type stages. So, the beer channel is still doing the beer channel thing, right? So it's still pretty good. It's still growing. It's still got good experience. I just actually just got reached out to for a deal from one of the companies on some stuff. So I'll be introducing a product they're going to send to me on that. But then I also got a reaction channel that took off. The reaction channel was kind of crazy because I think I did like 14 videos this year, and they all pretty much just took off. Like I think I ended up
Oh, wow. There
within a
you
few
go.
months jumping up like 1,600 subscribers on that channel, and it was like, well, how
Oh,
do I fit this in? Because time is the thing we have the least of that we need the most of, right? So
mhm.
between work, between family, between that, and I was like, where do I find this balance and try to figure stuff out? So I'm kind of getting that under control, and I think 2024 is going to be a year I can definitely capitalize on both going forward. So it's been fun doing that.
What's
It's just,
up?
you just pull your hair out, mind racking some stuff as you're going through and stuff, because we do YouTube as fun, but we don't want it to really be another job, but it can turn into another job if you have good success with it. So it becomes a planning type thing too. So, there's worse hobbies to have, I guess.
I guess, but I've always said that I've always used this as kind of a therapist, right? I don't want to pay a therapist $200 an hour to talk
Yeah.
about what's pissing me off at any given moment, but I have this where I can, if I don't have the TV on or if I don't have the camera on and I'm just, yelling to nothing, well then I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But if I turn the camera on, I'm not crazy. I'm telling somebody about it.
And we all need an outlet. We all need an
That's
outlet,
right.
right? So YouTube has become that outlet, and over the last year or so, kind of gotten more of the moderation of what I want to do, because
Uh-huh.
I'm not like drinking every day. I mean, I wasn't drinking every day before, but it's kind of like I got that more in balance. I kind of got back into exercising and working out again and doing some stuff. So it's kind of 2023 was a good finding myself kind of year. So, and kind of outlining things and just kind of like where to head to now with stuff. So it's working out. So it's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to balance a little better too. I mean, so I've got I belong to a mug club here in town at Springfield Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm.
And I debated whether to renew it this year or for next year. And I went ahead. And the reason I debated about it was because I'd only been there about 6 times the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that's because, well, I'm working at a brewery, so I'm not buying beer. I've only bought beer at the liquor store in town here 3 times this year.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Because they give us a generous allowance, and I'm not even using that allowance to its fullest because it's just more beer than I can drink.
Right.
And I've gotten to where I don't know if it's my system, but I've gotten to where it's hard to drink more than 2 beers at a time. And I don't know if I can't digest it or if I drink 2 beers and my body says no more.
Yeah. Well, I get to the thing where sometimes I don't even want to drink that much more. I don't want to drink on certain days as much and stuff like that. It's kind of just as I got back into more of the working out routine, it got kind of more to just, I'm not really feeling that right now. But we were talking earlier in the comment stuff. What I have gotten into is more of the whiskey type stuff. So I'm experimenting, trying different whiskeys and stuff, and probably introduce some stuff like that maybe into the channel this year. Try to figure out where I can put that in. Craft beer guy tries whiskey or something. I'll title it, but that's been kind of fun. And then it's like, if I'd have did that when I was in Kentucky, I would have had a lot more distilleries I could have went to, right, than I do in Maryland. So kind of missed the boat on that one. But
nice.
Yeah. But I'm going to mess around and do some stuff there too. And just like, we go through changes as we do stuff, right? So it's just a growing type thing. And I still love the beer. I'm actually drinking this one here from Untitled Art. It's a lemon sherbet fruited sour, which is pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Kind of mixing up but just spend on the beer stuff. And you mentioned like you got beers from, years. Like, yeah, I got like all these other beers here. It's like, I don't really want to buy any more beers. It's kind of like, I got so much I need to get through. And so now when I buy, it's all the aged stuff because I can hold on to it for because I know I'm not going to drink it that soon. Yeah. And it's like, now I got to get an IPA. And I got to move the IPA to the front of the stash, So
you got to drink them first, especially if they're hazy. You got to go through them quick. But I don't know that the West Coast you can drink quite as fast.
Yeah. So,
but yeah. I mean, I've got stuff. So in the past, Mother's Brewery in town has done cellar sales. And in the past few years, I've gone to them and I bought stuff. But then it just sits there. They cellar them, then I buy them, and they're still being cellared.
Yeah.
So I've got all this stuff, and I haven't. I mean, I typically go to the liquor store, the breweries, and load up right around Black Friday, then again before Christmas. But I didn't do that at all this year because I had so much crap I've got to get through. And I've decided I don't want to age anything anymore. I'm just going to finish off everything I've got and just be done with it, because I've never had that collector mentality anyway. Some of this stuff just kind of got forgot about.
Yeah.
It's just time to weed through all of it.
Yeah, it's
And
like
then
you just
over the last year or so, my wife and I have kind of gotten into wine, so I'm trying to learn a little bit about that as well.
yeah, I've noticed that. So how's that going for you? It seems like you're really enjoying it from stuff I've seen where you've had some
Well,
wine here and there, and
the funny thing about that is my wife doesn't really drink, and I say doesn't really drink. I mean, over the year we've been married 29 years, and she might have a sip here and there, but she's never really drank anything.
okay,
But about a year ago or so, we started hitting some small Missouri wineries, and she's kind of enjoyed. Um, Probably more just being there and doing the tastings more so than drinking the wine per se. But
good.
it's been fun to do that and have that experience together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And she's
definitely.
learned that she likes the wine, sweeter wines, or the fruit wines, and I've found that I like the drier reds.
Okay, okay, nice.
But it took me about a year to figure out what direction because I thought, okay, I find myself liking this and buying these more. So this is clearly my lane.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I got my wife now into drinking Belgian ale. She's fell in love with like the Monkey series from Victory, the
Oh,
different
nice!
stuff,
Wow.
and we got a local brewery here, Guilford, and they have a Belgian. So it's like, why haven't I been drinking this before? Because she usually would drink a lager. She would drink like a Pilsner or something, and she's not an IPA. She's not as much a stout because of bitterness, but I kind of knew her palate, a Helles or something like that she would go for. But now she's found she has a love for the Belgian, which is great because I love the Belgian and stuff too. So every time I go out somewhere, hey, you got any more of the Belgian ales? Bring some of those home.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, you
those
can't
are
go wrong with a Belgian ale. I'll tell you that.
oh, those are for you or are they for me? I don't even remember now because you're drinking them all. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So that's it's one of those things, but that's going out and because we went to different things in our local brewery that we kind of have as our local spot now, trying different things, she's actually developed an interest into it. But like you said with your wife, it's kind of like you developed this thing now. And so it's pretty cool to go out there and every few weeks we'll go to the brewery, we'll have some beers and some
Mhm.
laughs, all that stuff. So yeah.
It's kind of nice to have that shared experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's so many, like, you mentioned Black Friday, and it was like, I knew one spot here. I said, well, let me swing over there. I got off work that day, like at noon. I'm like, let me swing by this spot. Cause I know if they do get Bourbon County, they'll have it there. It's off the beaten path enough. Most people won't know to go there. And ended up walking in and they had all 5 of them. I got the last, like next to last of the Angel's Envy. And I got the last one of the other one, Eagle Rare. And then I got like the Bananas Foster and the prop, and not the prop, but the backyard and the regular. And then I ended up getting more stuff that I didn't need. Like I went in with the goal, just see if they got it, I'll grab it. If not, then it's like, oh, you got this too. You got this. And the guys like, yeah, we got Burlington beer in this one. If you get all 4 of them, we'll give you like 10% off or something like that. And it's like, you ended up walking out with more than you wanted to get right when you got there. So it's like,
Nice, very nice.
so I think I'm done for a good amount of time. The only thing I would like to try to see if I see it somewhere might be that Willowtide Stout right now, but I do want to work through the inventory.
Yeah, you know what? If I found that, I would probably pick it up as
Yeah.
well. But I'm kind of with you, I guess. If I'm buying something, I'm buying that. I'm not buying the everyday stuff, right? I want something that's kind of special.
Yeah.
That's going to mean something that's going to taste special. I don't really have a desire just to load up on 6 packs and chuck in the fridge.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do for 2024. My goal was to work down the inventory and to maintain keeping it a lower type inventory. And when I get the beers, I want to try them when I get them. And it's like you got all this other stuff, and you're always just trying to go shuffle through and do all that.
Mhm.
It's like I don't want to be kind of caught up more than I already am, like kind of a hoarder of all these beers that are coming in. I mean, I've got like parabolas and all kinds of stuff here, and it's like I was doing a thing the other day last night with Joe and them, and he's like he couldn't find a 2023 parabola. I'm like, do I have the 2020? I go in there, oh yeah, I do got the 2023 and the 2022 and the 2020. I got too much, So I try to keep notes on it on Untappd because you can use their list function and keep track of all your stuff, but it becomes too much after a point, right? So
I was going through my beer fridge, and I've got 3 Boulevard strawberry wheats in there from the summer. I said, well, hell, what am I going to do with this shit now?
yeah.
I'm not going to be the guy caught drinking a summer beer in the dead of winter. Oh, hell no, we can't do that.
Well, that's when you come up with a mocktail at that point.
See,
What can I
that's
mix
it. I've
this
got to
with?
come up with
Yeah.
something for that strawberry weed. Drop a shot of vodka in it or something.
Mhm.
We'll put some gin and we'll make a martini out of it or some
Right.
shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's time to become the home beer scientist and come up with some stuff there.
Yeah,
So
and that's kind of what I've been doing with the whiskey thing too. Is I've developed a couple of sessions. One of them making my own simple syrups, the other one buying bitters. So
Mhm.
I'm getting a rather large collection of bitters that started out unintentional, but now I've got this Jones. Every time I go to a store and I see a bitter I haven't seen before, I have to pick it up. So
Right.
I've got I've got the traditional, but now I've got orange, I've got blood orange, I've got plum, I've got rhubarb, cranberry, toasted almond, black walnut.
Isn't there like a jalapeno bitter or something too for a
I
spice or
haven't seen
something?
that one, but I would damn sure buy
I
it.
think I thought there was.
I've also got cardamom that I so cardamom. But yeah, if I found a jalapeno bitter, I would definitely develop that cocktail. I guarantee you.
Oh, I think there is like a jalapeno spicy one out there. I think
Oh,
some
I
people have
haven't seen
really
that one.
good.
I'm going to be on the lookout now.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
But
Well,
I
man,
agree.
enjoy your New Year's Eve. I'll probably be back on
Yeah.
here after a while if you're still around. But are you going live at any point tonight, or what do you got going with
I
your thing?
I kind of debated. I was waiting to see what the wife was doing. The wife's like listening to videos and doing some stuff right now, and I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna get together and do something in a bit or not. Usually she's in bed like around now, and I'm like, I guess I could go live. So I'm waiting to see. So, but if you're around, just shoot me a thing. If you're going back on, yeah, I'm gonna probably do a couple reviews and drink a few things. I'm kind of
I did
popping
forget
around.
though. What time zone are you in?
I'm Eastern. I mean,
So
so I'm
you're
an hour ahead of
okay.
you.
So I'm Central. So
You're
you're an
an hour
hour
ahead of
later than me. Okay.
me. Yeah,
Okay. So it's 9. So you're 10. Okay.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
probably hop on about maybe 30, 45 minutes. I'll send you a link if you're able.
yeah,
Pop
yeah.
back
Let me
on.
know. That'll work. That'll work. I appreciate it. It's great
Hey, Ray,
talking
I
with you.
appreciate you coming. It's good talking to you
Yeah,
again, man.
yeah,
Have a good
definitely.
one.
You too. Cheers, brother.
Sláinte. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer. I want to thank Rod J for popping on. Check out Rod J Beer Ventures. Is there another channel you want to mention, Rod? Because that's the one I have.
Yeah, I mean, Rod J Beer Ventures for all the beer type stuff, and then I do the music reactions on Rod J Reacts. So that's like the next growing channel for people that like musical reactions. I do a lot of stuff from overseas, the UK, and everything
Oh,
like that.
nice.
With some of
Okay.
the
Okay.
artists. Yeah. Get back to my DJ days.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, I want to thank Rod for popping on. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Hey, thanks, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, cheers, brother.
Take it easy, man.